Why is Good Friday so important and what makes it so good? I would suggest that it's because it is a pivotal point in the meta-narrative story of God's desire to have his family back together. And it's actually rooted all the way back in the Garden of Eden in Genesis 3:15. This is the promise that God gives of the singular seed that would have his heel struck, and yet he would crush the head of the serpent. Well, where and when does this take place? It takes place on the cross. Not only that, I actually think that the story of the crucifixion has three intentional parallels that are supposed to be a redemptive reversal all the way back to the story of Eden. Here's the first one. Think about this, that Jesus has to take the cross up to Golgotha, which is on a mount. It's Mount Golgotha, the place of the skull. This is a place of death and desolation. But where's the Garden of Eden? It's on a mountain. It's a place of flourishing and of beauty and of life. And so there's a stark contrast here. Here's the second thing. In the Garden of Eden, God bends low and he breathes the breath of life in order to give humanity life, right? Well, think about this. In the crucifixion, the Son of God, God himself, is raised high on a cross. And in so doing, he gives up his last breath, saying, Father, forgive them for they know not what they do. And in so doing, he gives the offer of eternal life with his very last breath. I mean, wild, right? And then the third one, both of the scenes end in a scene in the garden. And so the Garden of Eden, Adam and Eve are kicked out because of their sin, and what Jesus ends up doing is he takes on the sin of the world on himself, and the text tells us that his body is buried in a garden, in a tomb. Now I know, you're probably thinking, well, what's the resolution? There's got to be some big moment, and there is. But here's the problem with our society. We're so quick to find the punchline. We want to find out the ending of the story, the beauty and the climax of it, and Good Friday is supposed to end in tension. We're supposed to end in the tension of the Son of God who was crucified, and now ask, now what? What do we do in the tension? How do we live in light of this? And it's supposed to really perpetuate a type of anticipation so that we know what happens on Sunday. I'll see y'all back on Sunday.